I am at a point in my career where I can really play around and enjoy the craft. Lately, I've been trying to challenge my skill sets, learn new things, work with new camera rigs, new bodies, new editing software, etc. Here is my brand new, all handheld, all manual sports cinema rig. So what is this setup? This is the Sony FX30 and it's using a Sirui 24mm T1.4 cinema lens, Vision Prime 1. This has a multi-mount system. If you watched any of my other videos, you would have seen that I got a bad copy the first time. They sent out a new one. This one's working fine, and so I'm working on, you know, a follow-up video to that. I have the Tilta Nucleus Nano II wireless follow focus on here, and that's the motor in the front. I'm using the Comica VM40 shotgun, wireless shotgun microphone, although you can use it on camera as well. Has built-in 32-bit float. And then I'm using this MagTame. This cable is interesting. This is a MagTame magnetic cable, USB-C to USB-C. The reason I use that is because it allows me to have flexibility with if I need to adjust anything on the setup, if I have to extend, you know, this out from a balancing standpoint, or if I have to, you know, adjust, you know, how the battery is sitting, etc. That cable gives me the most flexibility, so I don't have to worry about the cable that comes with the Tilta Nucleus Nano II, which is pretty short, which would make me have to like be very careful and worry about if the ports are stressed and stuff like that. Whereas with this cable, it is not. This cable is phenomenal. I'm enjoying using it. Not a sponsored video or anything like that. The VF99 was originally sent out to me, and then this Tilta kit was sent out to me, but it was sent to me via Adorama and not Tilta directly. So if that means anything to you, it doesn't to me, because I'm always honest and transparent. But that's how it got into my hands. The Vision Pro I brought myself, the Falcam I brought myself, the F38 cage that's around my FX30 that allows me for quick attaching of F22 and F38 and even F50, I believe. No, F22, F38 attachments like handles, top handles, and stuff like that. And there's also a newer plate on the bottom that I also purchased through Amazon. That is for my V-mount battery. It's universal. Allows me to add a V-mount battery to whatever setup I want to add it to. And I can't believe I forgot to cover this when doing the video, but I wanted to make sure I talk about the Kent Faith KF-V99 V-mount battery. This was sent out to me by them a while back, and I've already done a direct review on that, but since then this has been a part of all of my setups. In fact, I may get more. I have not decided yet, but this is really good. I can do shoots 3 to 4 or 5 hours long without even scratching a dent in this thing. So it also powers other peripherals when sitting on my desk and things like that. I love it a lot. Go and watch the video that I have on that. This one's definitely worth considering if you're looking for an affordable all day long battery source. That is the setup. This is a cinema grade setup. And it's giving me a really cool picture. I've used this a couple times, and that's the first time I've added the wireless follow focus. I've done it by hand to this point, and so I'm you know, getting better. When you use this, when I used it for the first time, you can see I got it set up and it's running well. For whatever reason, when I started using it at the gym, it wouldn't work right away. So I missed parts of the workout. And so that's one thing that I have to figure out. And what I mean by it wouldn't work is it lost its original calibration from the lens. Now you can see on the screen there that the lens is set to ARRI or something like that. Now I have it set up in here as Sirui Vision Pro, and for whatever reason, when I put that lens in there and I selected that lens at the gym, it lost the calibration. And you can see it's set to Sirui again. but it's not set at the right like minimal focal distance and then infinity focal distance, etc. But again, this was the very first time that I used this, so it's something that I'm probably not knowing how to do correctly. But once I got it set up, then it was going well. Now, as far as like the focus throw, there's 270 degrees of focus throw from the minimal focal distance to the infinity setting on this particular Sirui Prime Vision 1 lens. And that took some time to get used to as far as spacing. Because for me, I'm still new to manual lenses, right? And so what I was running into is that as the person was coming to me or getting closer to me, like I would kind of fumble the focus on how close they were as far as like as them coming towards me and then me following them to the basket when I was on the baseline underneath the rim, or when I was off to the side like a 45-degree angle diagonal from the edge of the court, following them out on the floor as they were going across the floor and then coming back. Sometimes my fingers would fumble with where they were as far as that. I do think that over time that I would get used to that, and that wouldn't be a problem after a while. You can see from the footage that I just showed you that there is a difference. So the camera that I was shooting on, that wide angle view, is the A7C II, which you can see right here for my setup. And it's a Viltrox 25mm. It's an APS-C lens on a full frame camera, but with that being said, it's still a good combination. It works really well. It's lightweight, small, and compact and easy to carry. But you can see the difference between the Sirui lens and the FX30, which is a crop sensor lens, compared to that full frame lens over there. And so, this is said it's a Super 35, but it's an APS-C lens or sensor. But it's just interesting to see how much better the cinema looks compared to the standard portrait style lens. And so that's why I'm trying to learn how to do this, is because it just looks freaking good. What are your thoughts when you look at the footage between like the regular APS-C, the regular Viltrox and A7C II setup next to the cinema lens setup? What are your thoughts, if you will? So let me know your thoughts. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed today's content, consider subscribing and joining the Cozy Coalition. And then if you have any tips for me, because I am still learning how to use this setup and setups like it. So if you have any tips for me, put them in the comment section below. I've been on YouTube for 5 years and I've used primarily autofocus this entire time. And now I'm stepping into the big leagues with more advanced camera setups and things like that, and getting some really cool footage. So let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you all in the comment section. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.